Good evening, Lee. Good evening, everybody else as well. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. It is Thursday for me, and I'm in this magical world of Sparkles and Hook. I'm still trying to figure a couple of things out. I tried to go live on Twitch at the same time tonight to do the dual streaming thing. It's not worked how I wanted it to do. Good evening, Twisted. Good evening. However, I have repositioned my camera, as you can no doubt notice, because it's right here in front of my face now. Can't miss it. But it does mean that I don't have to do as much zooming in stuff, and hopefully it will focus a little better. I may have to cycle through a couple of light sources to make sure I get the best one. And I'm going to have to put the other light on as well, just to help out, because the lighting's not... I'm looking at it here in front of me and it's fine to paint, but as I look at the screen which shows me what you see, it does look a little bit not right. Gotta say, it does look a little bit not right. So I'm just going to turn the big light on, which has two that'll be coming from this angle as well. So hopefully they're going to help out. And not make it too bloody warm, because it has been roasting today. It is. That's made absolutely no difference whatsoever, has it? No. All that's done is show me up a bit more. And I walked all the way across the room and did a long way. Let's double check. Just to show them, yeah, I'm still here so I can see. Yeah, that made absolutely no difference to the desk. It just made a difference to where I'm sat, which wasn't a huge difference, was it? So that was a waste of bloody time. Pardon me. Well, this is kind of half and half at the moment. It's got the warm light setting, it's got a cold light setting, and it's got the half and half setting. So I've got it on the half and half setting because it's easier to paint under. Shall we get started with tonight then? I think we should. It's a good idea. It's always a good idea to have a wet palette as well, isn't it? So, yeah, I've repositioned my camera because I've been watching other YouTubers. You know, as you do. You watch other people, otherwise you don't get to learn how to do this type of stuff, unless you already know, I suppose. But then people are coming to watch you, so. But I've been watching some other ones, and they do seem to always have the camera quite close in at the hands. I've just got to figure out where my sweet spot is for the center of the camera. I think it's pretty much where the end of that is. So that's pretty much my sweet spot for painting, as far as I can tell, for how the screen looks. I've just got to make sure it's a sweet spot for painting while I'm painting it as well. So how is everybody doing this evening? I hope you're all doing all right. Thank you very much for coming to join me. And yeah, we're still working on the Cthulhu Bartender, but hopefully I can get him finished tonight and then start on the next one as well. So what I might do is, while this is doing its wet palette soaky thing, taking up all that nice lovely moisture and water, slowly but surely it is taking it. It's just taking its bloody time as well while it's at it. So I'm just going to flood the bottom of it a bit there and go, right, soak. While it's doing that, I'm going to prime the next dude, which I'm going to do as the kitty cat blacksmith. See, he doesn't need a wet palette, so I'm not too bad with him. He just needs a brush. He does need a brush though. I've got to say, they're quite important when it comes to painting. Well, I saw the new intro, Lee, and obviously the explanation after it. If you want my honest opinion, you ramble on as much as I do, which isn't necessarily a good thing. So, yeah, that could have been cut down to a more concise, but that's me nitpicking. Other than that, it was a good video. But that's only because you asked me an opinion, so I will nitpick at least a little bit. Nothing's ever perfect. Everything can be improved. And if I can help out in the improvement of things, then I am quite happy to help out. I've kind of been busy. It's been weird. It's been an odd day today, to say the least. Have you finished soaking? It's still at dry patches. Yeah, it's been a weird day. The heat's made it very odd. Just waking up this morning onwards has just been, everything's been extra energy today. And I've just not had the extra energy today. So much so that I even went out and bought a Red Bull for the first time in about 20 odd years. I actually had Red Bull. Actually, no, tell a lie, I did have one about a month ago. But that's when I genuinely needed the energy. At least for a short period. But today I just didn't have the energy for day-to-day things. So it's not that I've been busy, it's more I've just not had the bloody energy for anything because of the heat. Because I was going to do some painting, basing at least myself today. But that didn't work out. So we didn't do that. Well, I didn't do that. Everybody else seems to have had a productive day though, which is quite good. That leather you have done twisted that you've been working on and that you've posted up in the Discord, that the velvet side looks really good. Don't have the patience for that. You've seen how I've gone out the wings for my Miffed Mike or Angry Ron or whatever you want to call him. He's gonna represent a Demon Prime out no matter what way you look at it, but I just can't play it in tournaments because it's not an official model. I think it's cooler. Oh crap, that's a lot of water. That is a lot of water. I may have overfilled my water pot, and in doing so, when I'm pouring my wet palette into it, overflow my bloody... Yeah, there we go. That's better. But it is just hot all over, which is why I'm going to remind Sparkles to take one of them ice things with you. Because no matter what room you're going in my house at the moment, you are just going to boil. So a nice ice pack with a fan. Always a good idea. It's going to be 31 apparently tomorrow. 31 degrees. And just humid as shit. Because, well, it's England. It's always humid. I'm more concerned now with how you're going to do the white leather for the other side of it, because white's a nasty colour anyway in any form. Even ivory, which is my favourite form of off-white, it's still a pain in the ass. And you're going to do a very light leather. Well, you're going to do a white leather on the inside. That's just going to be daft. Right, put lids on things that we don't want to knock over and soak everything on my desk. It is a good idea. Lids on things, put things away. And I'm going to guess that, because no one's told me, and you are all kind enough to tell me, thank you very much for that, that so far my audio and visual is working fine. I do have one favour to ask though, because I was looking at something today that I don't look at often, which is called the analytics of YouTube. And I've noticed that a lot of you people that come to watch me are not actually subscribed. In fact, 80% of you are not actually subscribed. If you wouldn't mind, if you want to click that little subscription button at the bottom and then slap that notification bell thing, then you can find out when I'm coming. You'll be able to get here from the very beginning if you don't normally, or you'll be able to see them if anything else comes up on the community tabs, if you do get a chance to see them and you want to be more part, because a lot of this, including the naming and classes for a lot of these, are being done through you, all you subscribers, people on the Discord, people that come to watch me. So most of the lore building for the magical world of Sparkles and Oak is going to be done by a lot of you, hopefully. I mean, I will do it, but I'd like you to be a part of it as well. So please hit the subscribe, go to Discord, start taking part in the discussion of what's going to happen in this world of Sparkles and Oak. Speaking of which, hello Ali, good evening. Ali has named a couple of characters herself, including Storm and this is how much I don't even know what I can't remember now. So Ali, what is Storm's little sidekick called again, please? Or Sparkles, if you're sat in chat. I can't remember Storm's little sidekick's name. I can't remember who named Gris. Sparkles obviously named Sparkles and Oak. And I can't actually remember who else we have named. Oh, we have the two sharks named. We have the two sharks named. Oh, we have all three sharks named, should I say? Because Gris is also a shark. Cyclone, that's the name. Storm and Cyclone. So Storm is the pink salamander, and Cyclone is her little blue familiar. Which Cyclone still does not have a stat block, I don't think. Which is not good. Cyclone does need a stat block. Ali, I cannot criticize you when you say you're late because you're doing YouTubey stuff. You're a more successful YouTuber than I am. Remember that. So when it comes to the conversation between me and you, who's the YouTuber? That would be you. So I just sit in front of the camera. Everybody else seems to do everything else. It's a strange little setup that I've seemed to have developed between myself and everybody else. Yeah, I sit in front of the camera, and this is everybody else's channel, really. And I thank you all for it. But yeah, this is your channel, really, not mine. And you gotta sit there and go, no, it's your channel. I want those of you who know to think about that properly and then come back with the answer. I'm too hot. I'm too warm, Ali. That's just flat out how I am today. I'm just too warm. Don't know about anything else. Not even sure if I have the cognitive capabilities to actually do what I'm about to try and do. I'm going to try, but no idea if I'm capable. Just, yeah, not enough water to go around everywhere, including the brain. Which is not good. Right, I was going to try a brass, I believe. No, that's lead belcher. Where's my brass? Aha, there's my brass. I was going to try brass instead of gold for this guy. For his jewelry. Don't ask why I did that. I just got him. I just looked at his mouth and imagined it that way. It's 20. It was 26 here today. It's cooling down now. It's now only 22. Apparently, it's going to be 31 degrees tomorrow. If I don't respond to any messages and things tomorrow, it might be because I'm dead. Because I've baked and cooked, and I am now a shriveled prune. So, just warning you. If you don't see me next week, it's because tomorrow's killed me off. It's going to be ridiculous for the next 2 days. I'm not looking forward to it. Well, hello to everybody who's watching, because the Ali's draw my attention to the numbery thing. and it seems to stay around about the same level. So yes, thank you to everybody who is watching. So I'm going to try the brass, and it's going to be the colour for ropes and jewellery for him. He's going to be quite extravagant when it comes to how he decorates himself. He is going to be a warlock, kind of dedicated to himself, because he does look Cthulhu-y, and he's going to follow the old one. And I think, did we choose the pact? Did we end up choosing a pact? We chose his patron, which is the old one. I remember that. And he's a warlock. I remember that. So I can give him the pact for the old one. Not the pact, the... there is a good point. Have you tidied up, or is she already home? And if she's home, is she screaming at you, going, "Are you watching that bloody Englishman again?" That's all you ever do. If you're not painting them, you're watching them. So I've never met you. I've never even spoken to Mrs. Twisted. She's probably a lovely person. I'm just putting on a caricature for the amusement. If you are watching Mrs. Twisted, please don't come over here and hit me. You have guns. I don't like guns. Guns shoot people. Well, guns can shoot people. Ooh, nice lakes. We was talking about the lakes, me and Sparkles today, actually. Because she wanted to go to Toronto, which I think is on the other side of one of the lakes. And I was looking around about that part of America as well. It looks really nice at some parts of the year. Sorry, hydration is going to be definitely a key thing for tonight. So, there may be breaks aplenty, so I can go make a cup of tea. I'll get some, and a drink of water as well, so I've got something to drink while the tea's cooling down. Well, Sparkles has family in Toronto, well, near Toronto. And to be quite honest, I don't think they'll be able to come over, so pardon me. I'm not adverse to doubling up the go see family and go do things, because let's face it, they're gonna have a better idea of what things would be nice and places to go and stuff. So, and seeing as neither one of us drives, it might also be handy to have family members that can drive us to places. That one's only just occurred to me. That's not why I agreed. I've done that one's just like, oh yeah, they'll probably drive as well. That's not a bad idea. Because let's face it, if I go to America to see someone, you're gonna have to drive. I can't. Or if I go to Canada to see someone, the same rules apply. If I go anywhere to see someone and it requires driving and you don't have a very good public transport system, then yeah, you're driving. That is one of the things that Sparkle said we could do. It'll be at least be like one day we would have to go to Niagara Falls. And I'd have to see who's louder. That's on me. I'm still betting me. Sparkles is betting me as well a bit. Put it this way, if I have to shout Mini Laz around that area, he's hearing me. Although my eldest has managed to find a way to block me out now. She manages. I think it's called ignoring teenagers. It would, but then he's also, as I said, he's around the top parts of America at the right times of year. You've got the absolutely wonderful forests. I think is it Maine, which is a little bit further up than Maryland. The yeah, wooded areas. No, I'm not using the magnifying glass tonight at the moment. You would think I would be, with given the size of the thing that I'm painting, but no, I'm not using a magnifying glass because I'm stupid. That's it. I'm stupid. Point blank, there's a reason. I've also forgotten half the colours that I've used to do this, and I've spotted some mistakes. So I'm pretty sure I did Cornite red, and then possibly Mephiston red. Ah. So there are a few foresty places. But I like foresty places, but there are certain foresty places that I prefer to go because they have less animals that are going to eat me. Those are the type of nice foresty places I want to go to, the one with the least amount of eaty people things. Not a particular fan of things that eat people. You know, with me being a people. You can kind of understand why I don't like them. I'm not a fan of. Especially since I won't have a license to be able to hold one of them nice guns that can make it go away. Oh, this is the camera. It's so I can make it's so easy for all of you to see rather than easier for me to see. And because the painting angle and things I've got to get used to as well at the minute because of where it is. I could make it I can't bring this one any higher, and I can't really push that one any lower. I mean, I could, but I just wouldn't have any room for my hands. My hands would be right up there. So my face is either I can sort the light out a bit, and if I sit back a little bit, is that better? But yeah, I've got to sit like right up here because I'm either sitting like that and behind the camera, which I don't particularly wish to be, or I can't see properly because I'm an idiot and I've not tested this setup out yet. Because like everything else that I do, not everything else, but quite a lot of things, I'll generally check sound off stream, but I'll fuck around with camera setups on stream or just before stream and see how it goes, knowing that I can pretty much throw it back into position into the way it was before if needed. Having that ability is nice, I've got to say. Just be able to throw something back up onto what it was, so I can just couple of things and thunk that back up there. Yeah, you see, this is why I was looking at East and Central rather than West. Don't like the sound of West. West has Californians and people from San Francisco. Don't like the West. West is fucking crazy. It is still the Wild West. It's just that there's no such thing as cowboys anymore. Just dickheads and meth nuts. Oh, I won't even be a snack for a brown bear, Ali. Come on, they'd use me to pick the teeth afterwards. No meat on that, but it's a good toothpick. Well, there's a bit of meat, but yeah. You'd never know it, really. Again, just if you've got children in the room, get them the fuck out. Yeah, as long as I don't give them reason to attack, because I'm driving through very peacefully in somebody else's car, looking at all the nice pretty trees, and they take us to a spot where lots of people are to have a picnic. So the brown bear's not gonna get to us first, and we get a chance to run away while he's eating other people. See, that type of thing. I'm British. We don't have brown bears. If we go for a picnic, the worst we've got to worry about is a fucking wasp. I don't have to think about Al Paddington's big cousin coming over and going on my head. Paddington's a nice bear. He has marmalade sandwiches. That's how bears are supposed to behave in civilized society. Marmalade sandwiches and tea. Paddington is good bear. Brown bears in forests that eat people are not. Well, they're certainly not domesticated and civilized anyway. They need to learn how to eat marmalade sandwiches and drink tea. And if you think that's crazy, then good. What do you do with your imagination? Yeah, I don't intend to go to Yellowstone because knowing Milo, when I get there, that's when it decides, oh, you want to know something? I'm overdue. So I'm not going Yellowstone, ever. Ever. The entire planet will cut for that one. So I've got to do something with the feathers. So we'll try a few different things maybe. And that can come from somewhere else. Right, we're going back to the brass. Back to the brass. Where was it? I saw that. No, I've really fucked up there. Never mind. I'll have to come back with green, but I saw somebody that's brassy. There it is. Really, I should have gone and cleaned my water out already because I've used brass on it now. If you have used metallics and you intend to go back to normal colours, go clean your water out because your water is now metallic water. Just to let you know. I am the lazy mini painter. I am going to show you the wrong way to do things and get an kind of result. Then you can take everything you've seen me do and actually put effort and technique and practice behind it and probably get a decent model, in fairness. A good chance of getting a decent model. Was his base warpstone globe with... I think it was, you know. Or was it Saborite? No, his base is Saborite. Twisted saying, I tell you, man, it was worth the risk. One of the most beautiful and unique places on Earth. You know, over 25 times been there, I've rarely seen a bear. Only a few years. The hot springs and geysers at Yellowstone are magical as well. Sorry about the accent there, Twisted. I know you don't talk like that. You've got a voice as smooth as silk. But I just couldn't help it. When you started with, I tell you, man, I just couldn't help dropping into that There's not enough room for all the crap and 2 jars of water, Ali. Come on, I've got to maintain the amount of crap I've got on my desk, otherwise I'll be doing myself an injustice. I've just got to try not to rip the bloody paper when I'm doing that. That's what I've got to try doing. I don't think I have any. Do I have this? I don't have any small jars. I only have big jars. Unfortunately. And we don't really get anything in small jars either. Which is another bit of a because usually if we buy the jarred hot dogs, we buy the big long jarred hot dogs because it's like 4 of us that are going to be having them. And the little one's just not enough. So we buy the big one. When we buy coffee, we buy the larger jars of coffee and even the Dow Output ones when they're on offer. They're still quite big jars. So no, Ali, I'm afraid I don't allow any small jars. We've got lots of small little cups and things, but none of them are steady enough for me to what I use as a water cup. I could take all my brushes out of my brush cup and use my brush cup as a water cup, but I don't particularly wish to do that because it's my brush cup. What I'm going to have to wait for is somebody else to break a cup. Break the handle off a cup, should I say. And once they've brought the handle off a cup, then it can become a spare water pot. Or it can be one of them things that somebody can buy for me. I mean, family member wise, when they want to know what I want for birthday or Christmas or something like that. So what do you get the guy who only does this one thing but pretty much has everything, and everything he doesn't has costs fucking fortune? He needs a spare water cup. Perfect. That'll do it. No, the crappy plastic. I mean, this one's quite decent because it's the way it's tapered out at the bottom. It's got a decent flat bottom on it. It doesn't shake too much, and it's got this thingy on the lid that kind of, it makes it so you can only move it so much. It's quite sturdy. Obviously the cup is a cup. It's just got a hell of a lot of paintbrushes in it. So that means rehoming all the paintbrushes, which I don't particularly wish to do. Please don't make me rehome all the paintbrushes. Right, looking at him now, I'm going to have to do a little bit of browning. I think. I'm certainly going to have to sort out some of that eye, because he looks like he's squinting with one eye. Well, to me he does. I will put updated pictures so you can see what I mean. Still look like he's squinting, but not quite as much. And I can sort that out with a little bit of a highlight touch up there. There we go. That's that problem solved. This is almost a technique that Twisted's very familiar with, and a few other people will be very familiar with. It's called glazing. Now, it's not quite the same way I'm doing it because I've just not got enough paint on my brush. I'm not doing it purposefully. I've not thinned it out and doing it that way. However, glazing is the technique of putting very, very, very thin layers on and building it up over time. It's similar to stippling, which is the technique that Twisted is apparently you're apparently doing at the minute. Twisted, stippling, did you say? Yep, been at it for hours, and you will be, because it's just. It is something to be at that for so long. Stippling's just, yeah. It's techniques like that made dry brushing my favourite technique. No word of a lie, that's it. That pretty much that simple. Right, I want Rhinox hide. Well, remember, it's something's hide. It's some kind of oxen. It's his hide. Remember that. We need a brown, essentially. Oh, we need a base brown. For whatever this may be. I'm not sure what it is. But it's attached to his belt. And he's behind the bar, so I'm going to guess it is a money pouch. Or it could be a pouch of holding. Who knows? But it's brown. Good evening, Buzzard. How you doing, man? Any more shenanigans? So now you're putting a lot more videos up recently. Good for you, man. This is really where I should be using the magnifiers like Ali suggested. But should and physically am are two entirely different things. I should do a lot of things. Do I do them? No. Why? Because I'm stupid. Do I like being stupid? Sometimes. Do I wish I could control my stupidity? Yes. Can I control my stupidity? No. This is why I have a sparkles. If it was not for sparkles, I'd own a chainsaw by now. Ali, you're just being nice. Bless you for being nice. But yeah, you're just being nice there. I'm not dumb. Granted, I'm not dumb. I'm incredibly stupid. Just to point out there is a difference. I know not to cross the road when cars are coming. I know fire's hot. I'm not dumb. Will I go out and buy a chainsaw because it's fun and then accidentally send myself to the hospital if I'm lucky? Yeah. Why? Because I'm fucking stupid. What was you cutting down? Nothing. I was playing. And that's what makes me stupid, see? You don't play with chainsaws. But I kind of think you can. So, yeah. I need a sparkles to keep me alive. born at any part of America, they probably would have sent me to the South just so I fit in. No, I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. I should be able to still cover it up with the ones that I want. I'm not saying the two things. Are you saying the two things are exclusive? No. They go hand in hand, Twisted. They go hand in hand. It's like macaroni and cheese. Pepperoni on pizza. Meat in pies. Sod your apples. A meat pie, please. Gives one of them rolls to go away. I had a Wigan burger for years. Yes, we must. See? Twisted understands it, but that's why Twisted's got his version of Sparkles. To stop him from chopping his fucking legs off. Or his arm. Or his head. Or just coming back someday with an £8 sledgehammer just because it was cheap. What are you going to use it for? Hammering. What? Everything. I need a nail to put in. £8 sledgehammer. I need to make a slight, tiny, delicate dab on something. £8 sledgehammer. So yeah, if it's. I've never been able to say for every other man on the planet. So I know it's a me thing, and Twisted's definitely just confirmed that it's a him thing as well. So it may be a male thing. We'd need to confer with the other men of the planet just to make sure. They'll probably agree with us and say, yeah, no, that's about right. But still. Thank you very much, Ali. I really wish I could highlight comments on here. I can't highlight comments from here, which really annoys me. Pardon me. So I'm going to read that one out. Oh, those two. Hi to anyone new watching, and if you wouldn't mind hitting the like, much appreciated, from Ali. Also, ensure if you like what you see, subscribe and feel free to join the Discord and all the links in the description of the channel. I'm now getting a scripter. Thank you, Ali. So, the man who prepares for nothing. The man who literally sits down and still doesn't 100% know what he's doing, even in this regard. I mean, colour-wise and stuff. The only reason I get all this YouTube stuff done is because of all of you. And thank you. Thank you very much. Although I'm going to get back to the painting because that is kind of what I'm supposed to do. So, yeah. I'm being reminded that I'm on YouTube and I'm not just talking to friends. Well, that's a problem though, because I talk to you all, and I don't talk to the camera. I mean, I talk to the camera, but I don't. It's not the camera I'm talking to when I talk, because I'll talk even when I'm not looking directly at the camera, because I'm still talking to you. And as I say, when it's a project, it's we. What are we doing? Because if you're sat here with me, it's not like you're a part of it at that point. Whether you're watching or giving suggestions or asking questions, or you are now a part of this. And I'm glad, because otherwise I'd be a nutter on the fucking internet who's talking to himself. And if I don't, I get to talk to all of you, and you're all nice people. Good nightly. Take care, mate, and nice new intro. Nice new intro. And very nice of them for doing it for you as well. For those who are unaware, he has his own version of Twisted Nurse Painting. And I'm not saying that this is all Twisted Nurse Painting is around for. It's just something he was very kind enough to do for me, while he learned how to do it better for his own channel. He's not stupid. So any logo-y, video-y, intro-y, breaky screen things, anything like that you see that I'm using, everything was done by Twisted Nurse Painting. Okay, the physically on-screen stuff that is showing off on it is me, but all put together by him in video editing software stuff. There are loads of shorts with me on all over YouTube, and they all do better than I do in video wise. I get far more views and far more watch hours, and those are all done by Alison Bennett, who is also one of my head moderators. And God bless you, Ali. You do remind me about everything that I have to say that's YouTube wise that I just ramble past. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for you, I'd forget everything. Between you and Kirsty shouting me to get on camera, this wouldn't really happen. This would just fall apart every fucking week. Well, not every week, but good chance it'll fall apart a fair bit. Right. I've decided. I heard a meow, which means somebody might have come down, and Kitty Cat wants feeding. Yeah, she does. That was a very, very little meow. She is old. She is old. In this case, I was perfectly right. Somebody has come down and it is Sparkles. I probably would have found that out afterwards once I heard the kettle get put on. Which is probably the least subtle hint anyone could have dropped. I know. That hint was not subtle at all. But that's the best way to do a subtle hint, is one that's not actually subtle, because that way the person definitely knows that you're dropping a hint. He's weird. Also, I'm a bit of a dick. I don't really know how to phrase things so people can take it right and correctly and not get offended sometimes. Thank you. See? Oh, that was... I know. I love her to bits. And she must love me because I've not been killed yet. And she's had loads of chances. She's had chances that she could definitely have got away with it as well. I would have just washed up somewhere in Africa or something. This is how I know she's a saint. Everyone else would have done me in, including me. I couldn't do me. I do my fucking head in. A proper knobhead. Pain in the ass to live with. Yeah. I couldn't imagine living with me. Another me. Jesus, fuck no. I really hope Mini-Me doesn't turn out that bad like Mini-Me. She is a very good woman. She's a very good woman. Pretty much the only reason I would be classified as stable right now. Oh God. No, that was that's a scary. I've just had a scary thought. I don't want to think that scary thought again. No, sir. That is not a good one. Right, so I need to do his blade. And then his kerchief thing. His neckerchief thing. Pardon me. And then whatever colour I do his neckerchief thingy. Is also the colour I'm going to do the hilt. Or the handle of his blade. And his crotch strap. Although I don't know if squid-like entities have crotches. I assume he's got some kind of reproductive organ. So we're going to go with that. Going for a weird red, orange, yellowy thing on his feathers for his hat. I'm not entirely sure if I like it. The pouch doesn't even look... pouch. The pouch doesn't even look painted. See what we've got here. We've got a Slaanesh Grey. What else have we got? Blues, yellows, bright yellows, blues, greys, purpley greys. We got anything else to hand? No. Oh yeah, I had a lot of my paints. Oh, I have a bright orange. I have a bright, nice bit bright orange. I'll go with the purple. Let's go with purple. The Slaanesh Grey. It's not great looking purple. Not lilac or whatever colour you want to call that. Which is certainly not just grey. There's definitely a tone to it. So, lying fuckers. Thank you. I'm still going to have to cool down though before I go start the other guy. Ambushed by Amon. The princess demandeth attention. How dare you, human? I want feeding. And playtime and tummy scrubbed until I claw you. If you continue after that, I will bite. So, trying to make sure I get his neckerchiefy thingy, but not get anything else while I'm at it. Is a bit of a pain in the ass. Well, that's essentially what Sparkles just got when she come down. The cat has learned that when I'm talking to myself at the computer, I don't respond too well unless she comes right up to me. So she doesn't bother while I'm streaming usually. However, if anyone else was to walk past who she believed would be able to fulfill the role that she wants, then yeah, they're fair game. It's pretty much all you get. I'm sorry, Twisted, if I set your cats off them by mistake. Didn't mean to. Ah, my ass going funny. Okay, so hopefully my idea that this being... The light seems to not like the fact that I've got it half and half, does it? Let's cycle it through that one. And let's see how well it shows up. She's gone back for seconds, yes, but she will be sinking shortly. No, I can't paint on that like that. It's way too orange. That's too harsh blue. That one seems the best one, but my camera doesn't seem to like it. Fair enough. You don't have to like it, it just has to do it. Don't want Reikland Flesh Shade. I do want, however, Agrax Earthshade. What's the first Agrax Earthshade? Stellar Mud, no. Mask, no. Thingamabop, no. No, Lyle, no. No. Oh, where's my Agrax? Ah. Here's my Agrax in here. Agrax. Yeah. No, don't want Agrax. I'm using fucking purple, you dick. I want Drushi Violet. But I want it quite thin. So I'm just gonna put a smudge on the wet palette and thinned it out a bit. Don't want it too thick. Figured that out with some of these GW washes that are quite old now. They've started to thicken up more into contrasty type paints. So, yeah. Thin it out and kind of dab it in the areas that I want. There we go. Okay, there. There we go. So I've got to find a way to glue him onto his base. No, everybody else has been pinned. He's not gonna pin because of his fucking feet. His feet are just tentacles, so he's not gonna pin too well. So he might just be a straight super glue, or I might have to find an alternate way of pinning him. But either way, his base is ready there for him to go. I've just got to get him to go on it. You go up there next to Cavalcode. Where's Mr. Blacksmith. There he is, there he is, there he is. Now, he's not had the obligatory dry brush. No, has he? No, he's no. Where's everybody else gone upstairs, kiddie? Do you still want more food? You normally leave me alone while I'm on here. You're getting brave. I'm the big one who can't see you sometimes. Remember that. Because you're quiet and you're under my feet. Funnily enough, Ali, that be right back might be the most perfectly timed thing you've ever done. Because that is exactly what I will be doing once I have finished dry brushing up this little kitty cat. This shall be our next model. Now, this one could probably be pinned via the tail underneath there. So that's not going to be too bad. And it stands up on its own, which is also good. I shall be back in a few moments. I'm roasting alive. I've got a cat meowing at me for food. So, yes, I will be soon. I've selected the same place for the music. I'm just not how sure. Yeah. We'll find out. Today we'll be having the standard break. I've been told about a few complications regarding the Mini-Tav going forward, even if you're stateside. So on the days that I will be painting things that I've got from there, I will still be putting that one up, but default one is going up today. Let's get us some music, shall we? First of all, turn off desktop. We need to be able to hear it. There we go. I should be back soon. this is quite tranquil, isn't it? Why is my microphone not picking up? Okay. Hello? Not sure what's happened to my stream audio. Okay, is that going to help? Is that going to help? I'm back, but I don't know if my audio's working. Is the sound? Properties. Hello, 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 hello. Right, okay. I have audio. Then I don't understand what's happened to my mixer because my mixer is no longer showing audio levels. I don't know if I'm fucking clipping anymore. Oh, wonderful. Maybe I'll click on there. No? No. This end is fine. Perfect. Thank you very much, people. No idea why I've lost my mixer settings. Really haven't. Who knows? Sorry I took so long. Cat's still not sorted out. Decided to go out. Not come back in yet. Which is strange. She's usually back in quite quick. It did, however, give me enough time to let my brew cool down and have a think about this little kitty cat. Obviously, he's going to require a name, he's going to require a class, and he's going to require painting. Now, he's a blacksmith. Although he's a blacksmith, he can make whatever he wants. He makes his stuff out of makes good shit. Doesn't always use the most expensive stuff because he can make better stuff without using it. So, excellent. So you can see and hear me now. That's even better. Thank you, Ali, and welcome back. So I think I'm going to start with his armor pieces first to discern what's armor from fur. And then I'll decide on what colour cat he actually is going to be afterwards. So I said I don't want him on it. I immediately think of brass and bronze and gold. I was quite on it, innit? He's going to need something for his trimmings because he does have things and trim on his armor. At least some plating and something on his belt buckle, as well as greaves. He has trousers, by the looks of it, with a very, very, very bad cut line in the actual model itself, so I don't know if that's a print or not. And he has some kind of, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, he has some fabric at the back, almost waistcoat-ish, like the back. Yeah, so he's got a waistcoat on, he's got shoulder pads, so that's going to be chest fur then. That's going to be chest fur. Silver, I could go standard metal and try and brighten it up with one of the others. Or try and re-brighten it after the wash. I could go that way. I am liking that bronze that I've got on the wet palette at the moment, and I do have some of... Yeah, that's pretty much choice made up. I have the two colours already on the palette, so use them. So let's start with the base metal colour. Standard steel. It's the same colour as mirror. No. Oh. Oh no, that's not good. One of my cameras has stopped. Camera 2 is not working. I have a flash thing. Okay. Am I working now? Yay. We can work. It stopped working for me. I didn't know what was going on. I panicked. I still haven't got the mixer back properly yet. I'll have to have a look at that afterwards. I don't want to be clicking too many buttons. It might just be a case of it's too warm, even for my computer. It is only running a standard heatsink and fan, so... It is a possibility. It's running a wee bit warm. In fact, I should be able to check that. Open performance menu. No, it's not doing too bad. It's not doing too bad. Yeah, pretty much. When I had him up the other day, he's infected my cameras with his cameraness. Still not sure why this won't run at full 1080. I do tell it to. It just doesn't seem to want to. It always default back to 720. It doesn't let me go any higher. But it will let me manually put it in. That might only be for recording. I don't know. I'll have to, again, something else I'm going to have to look into again. I thought I sorted it the first time, but apparently not. I'll say one thing this new camera setup is helping with is my hands are a lot more stable, being able to put them both on the desk and still keep it this large in frame. I just need to rethink my face cam, I think. Oh, it's okay, Ali. I wasn't expecting all my technical issues to be resolved by everybody else. I do have to do something on the back end. I do. As much as all of you do for me, I am obliged to do certain parts of it. As Twisted has been aware of sometimes, he's took part in 1 or 2 sound tests. as well as Dan and EB and Beaky and British way. If you reach out to me on a DM, I'm going to reach out to you on a DM. Usually matching the same tone that you've used as well. So don't come with all the hostile nature. But if you come nicely, like the aforementioned people, then heck, we may even become friends. Well, I like having guests. My Ali, because obviously I have the guests and I put them above me, so it doesn't block out what I'm doing in this section, but you can still see them in here. So that's where they turn up. No, that's where they pop up. That's where I am, and I paint here. Wow, that is like really small area because of how close this is. Which you can see now, it used to be up here, but it used to be like way up. But then I had to do the zoom in thing, and it's already zoomed in now. But I do like having guests up because as I said, well, as I was saying, my introduction to YouTube and being on camera was on JB's Hangout. He was on a panel show. With a lot of drunk Americans. And that was during the we're not allowed to say what happened during that time on YouTube period. You know, when we weren't allowed to go out and stuff. That bit. The thing that everyone knows about but we're not allowed to talk about. Well, we're not allowed to talk about it here anyway. So it was during that time. Then as things started to come back to the closest thing we're ever going to get to normality now, I developed issues. Well, I had issues that were going during that time, but those issues forced me into a position that once we were allowed back out, I couldn't really. So that's how my channel started, as part of my therapy. And now it's evolved into this. I don't know what to call it anymore. I'm not sure what to call my channel. I'm not sure how to describe my channel. I'm not entirely sure it is therapy anymore. I think it's become something else. So I may have to change my channel description. Ideas and suggestions are welcome. I had another Arkeoki song out there, and what was it? Oh, it was a Blue Moon. And you changed it to Bad Moon. I need to do another Arkeoki. I need to write this down and plan it out. Because that's what I did with the Cyndi Lauper one. I actually got the lyrics so I could see where I needed to make changes and what I needed to make changes to. I never can go, Bad Moon, I saw you coming from there. You had the teeth in your hand. I have my gun over here. See, like that. Then I just need to figure out all the other lyrics so I can do them. Then I can do more Arkeoki. And I don't just have to do Cyndi Lauper anymore. That's the only thing that I could possibly think of at the time to make an Ark song, or not Ark parody of. And that half of those lyrics and what they actually represent probably don't mean anything to anybody, because I don't think any of you play Arks, or I don't think any of you play Arks enough to know that much about. I don't know. Yeah, I might be completely wrong. Say so in the comments if you wish, or in the chat section if you're here. Also, could somebody let me know if I've got subscriber only mode on, please? Because it doesn't tell me anymore. And I'm not sure. I know I turned it on once, and I'm not sure how to turn it off again, just in case there are people who aren't subscribers and haven't signed in who would still wish to chat. And just can't because I flicked a fucking button that I can't remember. It does mean that moderators will probably have to do more though, because that's how bots get to chat as well. And knobheads who come in for the sole purpose of, let's see how fast I can get kicked from here. That's how they get through as well. Those with 948 burner accounts that are essentially the same fucking name, but with an exclamation mark or with a question mark or with a 1, 2, 3 or with a. It's like, we fucking know it's you. Fuck off. Yeah, that's a good point. Again, something I can't change at the moment, I don't believe. Unless it's in here. Ah, where are you taking me? Oh. Don't start taking me to things that I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I know my bitrate's just dropped. My bitrate's obviously just bloody dropped because, well, you've took me to something that I didn't actually want to be on. I don't know what you've took me to. I've clicked on something. Buttons are bad. Buttons are bad, people. Don't do buttons. Don't do buttons midstream. Buttons are bad. Right. I clicked on something to hopefully find out if it was subscriber only mode, and I have got no idea where it took me. Essentially just took me to the YouTube version of, this is the stream you're doing. It's like, well, yeah, I kind of know that, but where's the... No help at all from either of them. Fucking useless. We go far back to Ryan's Oxyhide thing. Is it? Oh no, that's Scrag Brown. Don't want Scrag Brown yet. I want Ryan's Oxyhide. I want Scrag Brown afterwards. Unless I'm going to do him as a brown kitty. If I'm going to do him as a brown kitty, I don't want brown after. I don't want. Oh. What colour kitty's going to be? Think about. Oh, it is a magical world, isn't it? Which means we can get creative with colours, because I found a very nice little colour scheme that I want to try. Ooh, does anyone remember the axe that I did on Monday? think that'll work on cat fur? Do you think it would? Only one way would find out, isn't there? Fuck it. Now it's been done. This might be the most stupid idea I have ever done, or it might be the most wonderful colour scheme for a cat in the world. But green and purple is. Thank you, Ali. To be quite honest, I'm not sure who would know. Kevin7 might know. I'm not sure if Dan would, because I don't think he has subscriber mode turned on. It might be a basic thing that I've got to do in the settings while I'm not live, and something that I can only change while I'm, not streaming. So don't panic too much. I'll try to get it sorted for next. Well, it's going to be next week now, isn't it, for the next streams? So I'll try and get it sorted for then. Just let me know if it's one of you that have all just sent me that message. Let me know so I can. If not, I'm not too worried about it, because Sparkles can obviously come downstairs and speak to me direct. And if it's someone who really urgently needs to contact me, then they'll phone me. They won't leave something urgent out. You have some lovely food, and I'll speak to you again later, Twisted. Well, not later, but I'll speak to you again, Twisted. See you later, mate. Have a good time. Enjoy your food. Yeah, I'm going to go for a green and purple cat. And hear me out. It worked on Miffed Mike's axe, so I'm going to see if I can recreate it again on this little kitty cat, because I really like the effect, and I'm wondering, could I do that again? And if I can, that would be excellent. That would be awesome. Then I give him bright pink eyes, and yeah. Little brush, not easy to clean. Get the majority of it off though, and I should be okay. There we go. Just took a couple of attempts. Right, now I need to... crap. Did I forget his feet after all that? Yeah, I did. Brush is now soaking wet. I've got to put the fucking same colour back on that I've just washed off. Just so I can go back over and do his feet. Because I forgot about his footsies. his feetses, his tutses, and his doorses, because he's a twatses. It's getting a bit late now, isn't it? I know. Has it got? Oh, it's 11. I'm still going okay. For me, I mean, I know it is still getting late. You are right though. Then we come back to that thingy violet. And now we give him a wash of that. But not a thinned out a wash as what we give the crotch strap and the clothing for the tavern guy. This one's actually going to be a much thicker wash. So actually using it more neat than I did on that one. No going to the wet palette with it. I want that purple to be nice and strong in the recesses. And even overpower the green in quite a lot of the places. Donald, good evening. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. I'm not doing too bad, mate. I'm not doing too bad. I'm getting most of the way through my second model for tonight. And good night, Ali. Thank you very much for everything that you do to help me on this channel and for showing up tonight as well. But yes, this is the Cat Blacksmith, Donald, and I've saved it on screen. This is the Cat Blacksmith. But rather than doing it as standard cat colours, I've decided he's going to be purple and green. Because it is a magical world. It doesn't have to follow the standard cat colours. And there was just something in me that I just wanted. After doing the axe on Monday for my proxied model, and I did a green purple axe. I'll show it in a moment. I don't know if the camera's going to do it justice though. It is up on the Discord. The effect that I managed to get off it was quite nice, and I want to see if I can duplicate that effect again, but on the fur on this cat rather than on the stone of an axe. Well, thank you very much for asking to come and chat. It's his choice if he wants to sub. I'm not going to force anybody to sub. So, even though he's not subbed, it's still his choice whether or not it's actually worthwhile his time to sub. I ask people to, but he's not mandatory. And seeing as he's talking, he's on sub, so it means I'm not on subscriber mode. Thank you for actually doing that. You could have just told me that bit and not had to sit me there watching me work it out for your own amusement. But then again, I suppose you wanted one last laugh before you go to bed. Night, Ali. Last, Ali, what? I need to show my axe off that I did the other night. See. So what I want to do is kind of that effect again. Oh, excellent. So I haven't got it on subs only mode. That's fine, Donald. It was a question that happened just before you came in, and you've just turned up perfect timing to solve that question for me. See, this is why I rely on people that come in to talk to me, because otherwise I can't find this stuff out. You tell me and do just as much for these streams as I do. So yeah, I want to kind of mimic this effect again. which my camera isn't doing it well at the moment. I need to sort it out. He needs to seriously sort his neck out. It might be a setting I've got to do before I plug it in, so I'll find out then. But I want to replicate that effect, but on a kitty cat's fur, if I can. So it does mean I'm going to come back over it with a dry brush. Hey, up Graham, has this finished playing, lad? Yeah, sorry, Donald. Yeah, I will slightly drop into that type of accent, but only when I'm talking to Graham. I'll drop into other accents when I'm talking to other people. And sometimes I'll just drop into accents that don't even really make sense. It's all a bit weird. Never claimed to be normal. Normal's boring. I could do with taking a bit of that off actually, just to bring some of that back in, especially around the snout. This is where I wish I would have had some other stuff, but that might have gone a bit deeper than I wanted. Ooh, well. We don't want to go down too deep now, do we? Not too deep. Just using tips at the minute. Just tips, lads. Don't go for full depth. Bloody Nora. You'll have some screaming fit agony. You just finished up about this, yeah. Well, I'm still painting, but then again, I've started to set up, so. Well, I've already set up, should I say. Alright, let's try and clean up some of these areas that are not supposed to have that greeny tinge to them. Or the purpley one for that matter. So here's the thing. If he's a blacksmith, what bleeding class is he gonna be? I mean, we have 2 fighters. We have a paladin. We have a few casters. I think we have a wizard, a sorceress, and a warlock now. We will be getting a bard, which I've got to get out of the tub and replace the little bug with. So we will be having a bard. Mainly because it's a frog and he's already got a guitar. So it makes sense. As well as a ranger, because there's somebody taking shots with a bow. No worries, Donald, but thank you very much for subscribing. You might be the one that stops me dropping below 170 every other week, which will be very thankful. Because that really fucks around with my analytics. Not that I actually give a shit, but analytics can go fuck themselves. I'm not dancing to YouTube's little dancey tune. But it makes it, certain points make a difference, and as small as I am, every 10 is quite a noticeable mark. So thank you very much, and I believe you may be the one that stops me from going below 170 every 2 or 3 weeks now. It usually bounces back up again, but it never seems to maintain just stay at 170 or above. God knows what happens if it's ever going to get to 200. I may actually finish a model. I mean, a Warhammer 40,000 model. I finished loads of D&D models. I finish more D&D models than I do Warhammer models, even though I have more Warhammer models than D&D models. Maybe that's why. The D&D models are quite a nice little change and singular. It's all characters. There's no units. Ali, I thought you were going to bed. Fucking soccer. The fuck? Football. We kick ours, remember? Foot connects to ball. Football. Fucking soccer. We're not primitives. We evolved. We are now superior. That's why we left the other ones. They can use soccer for their games where they throw it. Fucking. Ooh. Tis football, lass. Tis football. I don't know what's going to the fucking world now. Jesus. Children not. And calling you a child as well, but. No, fucking football. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Donald. Sorry, Donald. I don't mean from a head moderator to insult you so well. Bleeding soccer. Liverpool FC. MUFC. Manchester United Football Club. Probably one of the most well-known and greatest football clubs on the world. Bit shit at the minute, granted, but still. The FC doesn't stand for soccer. Tut indeed, Donald. Tut indeed. It's a good job I like you, Ali, otherwise I'll be calling you a fucking dumb bitch. Sorry. Please don't come over here and shoot me. That one was a bit uncalled for. This is why I say it's not for children. Brain and mouth do not communicate until after mouth has worked. Regardless, it's still called football though, isn't it, Graham? Whether you like it or not, it's football. You don't have to follow a football team. You don't even have to watch football on television. Chances are you may, if England ever made it to the World Cup final and looked like they stood a chance, you may have a pint at home while watching the game to join in with the rest of the nation. Or Scotland if they ever qualify. Wales, fucking hell freezes over, and Ireland have a football team as well. But I would not begrudge them if England got to the final for cheering us on and being part of the celebrations, and I would certainly cheer Ireland on and Scotland if they were part of the finals as well. We are the home nations. Ali, you're okay. I'm assuming that means the west of Ireland, so that means he gets battered by the weather more than anyone. Good on you, Donald. You take it for the entire nations, mate. You take it for the nations. You're the reason I only get pissed wet through rather than blown over in the street. Because it comes clouting through you first, and you people are bloody sturdy. And I'm in the lucky position where I get the full island to protect me. He's great. Yeah, bed madam. Yeah. See, I was polite. See, Graham's the nice one. Graham's the nice one. It's me who's the problem. Graham's alright. He's on the other bloody side. Don't even get to him half the time. Gets to the big hills and stops. It's been bloody roasting, right? It's still 18 degrees now for me. It was up to about 26 this afternoon. We're expecting 30 to 31 over the next 2 days. See, this is the disadvantage. You get the nice breeze coming in from the ocean. I get the hot air blowing over from... You live under the glory of the what? Bleeding wuss. Just means you're a virgin, that's all. White bleeding rose. Yeah, good night, Ali. And thank you for introducing Donald to us as well. Now we can get into different types of chats. Especially as I believe most of the females that I'm aware of will have stopped and gone to sleep now. So all 4 people watching, I believe, are male. A red that's bled for this country. Red that's stained with the bloods of our forefathers. Not white. Raised in surrender. Don't go start getting this fucking War of the Roses shit started again on my side, mate. I will win. Pure, faithful, fucking cowards. You don't raise a red flag in surrender, do you? No. You raise a white one. You raise red sword in victory instead. I really don't want to get into this because Donald's in the room and he's just going to fuck us both off. No, I remember you coming in, Donald, which is why when you came in, it's like, how are you doing? You alright, mate? Yeah, you okay? Didn't know it's Ali's fault. Ali grassed you in. Ali grassed you up. She's the one who said you weren't subbed. Don't blame me, it was her. Right. Strap him up, shall we? Let's get him strapped. Maybe I shouldn't say it in that way. Why is that chat and that chat not the same? Alright, yeah. There we go. Pardon me. Yeah, I'm missing... Donald, did you delete a post because it was swearing? Please don't. I like to read them. But it still says it there, yeah. Football for you off, never. Yeah, of course you could. Look, we're on about an East-West rivalry in England. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could think of something that could rival, if not beat it. Even I'm aware of something that you could reference that could rival and go, shut the fuck up, neither one of you had to do all that. Oh, you didn't do anything, so how come the fuck one appeared up on the screen for everybody else to see, but not on my little fucking box down here? Is it on top chat, not live chat again? Yeah, it is. Fucking stupid piece of twatting ass. Things changing settings on me that I don't want them to change. I want it on live chat so I see them all. Yeah, it was because I had it on selected and not all. Dude, it's not War of the Roses. It's a fucking little bunch of crap bags. I love you, Graham. You know, I do what I can to help you in your ventures. I want you to succeed in life, and but yeah, you're still a white rose waving little shit. Sorry, you started it. You started it with me about fucking people. I've had Red Bull today. No. 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 Yeah. Scots hating the English. The Irish hating the English. Welsh hating the English. French hating the English. Germans hating the English. Americans surprisingly liking us. Not sure why. We are twats. Proper arrogant cunts. You think of any other country in the world where they're considered their effort of communicating is talking their language to you, just slowly and loudly, and then getting annoyed that you don't understand because, well, I'm speaking English. Not many nations manage that level of sheer arrogance. That's why all the other home countries that make up this small little pairing of islands that we live on all make a very big distinction going, no, we're not English. No, lad, no, fuck you. I'm Scottish. Or Donald will be able to do a better Irish accent. And the Welsh variant, whatever that is. But, yeah, they make a very big distinction. It's like Americans, if they come over here and want to be seen as nice people, they say they're Canadian. Because, well, we don't really know the difference, or most of the people over here don't know the difference. We just know that the Canadians are nice people, and what the world portrays Americans as is what sadly a lot of people think of them. Yeah, it kind of puts out a little bit of a I've got a red rose, you've got a white rose, tit for tat, a bit to shame that, done it. See, told you Donald could put us in our place very fucking quickly. Yeah, we had a war however many years ago, but yeah, let it rest because we've had shit a lot of fucking closer to home and a lot of fucking closer to time. So, shut fuck up, Perius. You know nothing. Oh, words to that effect. Plus, it saves me from having to really tear into you, Graham, and I don't want to because I like you. And I won't tear into you with facts. I'll tear into you with council estate stupidity and dumbness. Oh no, I get banned from Red Bull. I get banned from Red Bull. Luckily, as I've got older, it's not got the same effect anymore. But it's still a similar enough effect that it's like, yeah, you're not drinking that on a regular basis. You're still not drinking that on a regular basis, as I found out today. Or should I say, I'm still not drinking it on a regular basis, as I found out today. Because I do get annoyingly energetic. And although it doesn't help me focus, it certainly does give my brain a bit of a kick in the ass as well, which is not a good thing. Because as I said, sometimes mouth works quicker, but obviously it works through brain, but brain doesn't always catch up to what it's just thought of, and mouth just goes, "Ooh, that's a good one," and yeah. before brain gets a chance to go, no, 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 fuck. See? Your granddad got shot in the... If it's your granddad, I'm guessing the time period's about right. Yeah, that was probably not a good idea to be around there about then. Most people, yeah. Especially if you're coming from... You were getting shot. I hope he survived, but he was going into a war zone, literally. If he's going over at the time that I believe he's going over at. Yeah, certain times was not a good time for the English to be in any part of Ireland, which it still confuses me to this day why it's not just Ireland. But I like the fact that it's a bit going, right, we're not part of the EU. We are part of the EU. Have you got a border? Yeah. See, I like that bit. You're basically going, yeah, well, we want their direct neighbours. We've kind of got to get on with them. But we want a bit of what you got as well. Yeah, we can pull this off. And you're fucking dead as well. That's obviously taking all the other extremely serious stuff to one side and going, let's just put that there for a moment and let's be a little silly. The armies are dicks, that's why. Governments are dicks. Governments more than armies. Armies are just too well trained to do what governments say, that's the problem. Train them up. Just let them ask fucking questions. Don't train them to be fucking robots, train them to be thinking human beings that are capable of incredible organised military tactics, but still human beings nonetheless. Think, have moral values that are outside the sir, yes sir morality. No, it's as soon as guns are pulled out and you're fighting like that, there is no right. There is only, what the fuck are you doing? These are people. Both sides, put your fucking guns down. And then neither side does, and then some poor kid who's innocent, completely fucking innocent, gets caught in the crossfire and, well, they all say how tragic it is. Well, fucking Byron then. Yeah, awesome. I'm not saying that being able to pick up a gun and defend your home is a bad thing, but you should never need to in the first place, is more my point. Yeah. We are talking about the smartest, well, the smartest and the dumbest race on the planet. Because there's so many of us and we fit into such a large spectrum, we create fucking geniuses. People that look at the world and probably see it as atoms, and we just don't realise it. And then we get people who are so dumb you can knock over the drink and they think you've insulted them, slap their mother in the face and took a shit in their mouth. Because knocking their drink over means you've called their pint a puff, and they're too stupid to accept an apology and a refreshment drink. Marching season? Are you on about the Wit Walks, or are we on about a march that I might not be aware of because I live in Manchester? And it probably doesn't get as much attention as it should outside of local news. #12th of July. I mean, I'm doing my best not to let you derail my stream. I am doing my best. I am doing what I can to not let Donald derail my stream right at this moment in time. Sorry, mate, I'm doing my best. Right, okay. Fair enough. Salty people. Salty people. It's like the people who walk around and fucking don't agree with it. Feel sorry for all the people who get caught up in it that don't wish to be. But there is only one real answer to those people, and it is to meet them as they wish. And at that point, you've got to not lose. Because, sorry to say this, people, ladies and gentlemen, some of the things you see in movies, even the grotesque things, some of them are based on real life. And yes, some of those things can happen. Not often, but more often than you would think. In my chat alone, we have had, let's say, second-hand accounts, because it's not happened to them, but at least happened to somebody very close that they classify as trustworthy. No, I'd rather the political shite happen here, where it's much easier for me to control, by kicking, banning, suggesting we change the conversation. If you join the Discord, I expect you to be a grown-up. So if something happens like this, don't be a Mary Sue about it. But if it's something that's getting you annoyed, just say, look, I don't want to take part in this conversation anymore. Please stop. I expect people to be grown-ups in my server. It is pretty much the only, well, these 3 rules. Moderate yourself. If the unpaid goons get involved, you're in trouble. If the boss gets involved, you're fucked. It's only 3 rules on my Discord server. And not to mean to say you can't talk to the boss. And you can't talk to the unpaid goons. You can talk to them as normal people, because they are normal people. But if it turns up and they've got to become officially role thing, then yeah, you're in trouble if the unpaid goons are involved, but you're fucked if the boss. Sorry, Graham, I'm struggling to read what you've written. Oh, there it is. Because I've changed to where it is, it's different on the screen now. So you've written, to be a Freemason, you have to believe there is a higher power, which I do. And I do. But I don't believe in any of the religions, which is weird because when I was raised, I had to kiss the Bible. You're supposed to kiss the Bible? Never done that. I was raised Christian, but Church of England, but I never had to kiss the Bible. Kiss your holy book, but I didn't. Yeah, I don't. I do have a Bible in the house actually. I'm thinking about handing in your certificate in. Really doesn't feel. It doesn't. Religion's a very difficult thing. It's also a very personal thing. So if you don't feel right, then you don't feel right. You are not wrong for not feeling right in following a religion that, or at least something that you only partially agree with. Personally, I found my own path to be the best one for me. So, like yourself, I believe there is something, because mathematics is just too fucking convenient. Way too fucking convenient to be a mistake or an accident. It's just way too fucking convenient. So therefore, if it's not a mistake and it's not an accident, then it's been done on purpose. So some fucker's done it, or something's done it. Just don't know what. I mean, how the fuck do you create mathematics? Figuring it out is hard enough, but can you create it to the point where, yeah. Yes, so there you go. Basically, they're worried about the money that's coming into the place, so now they need to change the rules. That's just fucking ridiculous. I should imagine there will be one close to Graham. He lives in the old part of the country. He lives in old country, where men and fairies go up your pants. I think there's a couple of Freemason lodges close to me in Manchester. Just never bothered looking them up. Not really my kind of thing. Don't go for that whole cultist shit. That's why when I first heard the word Scientology, I thought, ooh. And then I did a little bit more digging and I thought, okay. Nutters with crazy money. I don't want none of that. You buy your way up to the next level. Yeah, I don't think so. You can buy more galactic energy. Just dial 1-800-GALACTIC. Now you can fuck off, dickhead. Yeah, it is one of them things that it's like, well, unless you've been a part of it, it's kind of one of them secrety places, and that's the whole point of it, I suppose. So, any of us normies who are not part of it was like, well what goes on in there? I'm assuming it's just a fucking social club of men getting pissed up and chatting. But a couple of men with money and maybe a couple of men with power. But other than that, it's just normal fucking blokes rubbing shoulders. Who's he? He's a builder. Who's he? He's a glazer. He's the roofer. He's the that type of shit. See, I won't mind. Yeah, I won't mind looking, at least having information on it. Now you're really thinking about next year's holidays. Going, make sure I don't make it. Make sure I don't make it. Make sure I don't make it. He's gonna be quizzing me all fucking night. Nah. Oh yeah, people are the worst, the best, and the worst thing about things. This hobby's awesome, and it's the people that make it awesome, but it's also the people that make it fucking terrible. And one of the things that you just want. So glad we don't have guns in this country. I would have shot you there and then. So how's Mr. Kitty Cat looking? Well, I think I've got the green and purple, but I'm going to have to sort that out because this light's been a dick. I've got his strapping. I've got to think about his pantaloons. Trousers! Trousers! Ah, his pants. Here's a bunch of his fucking pants, but you're not supposed to tell him it's pants. You're supposed to tell him it's good. I'm not lying to him, a shite. Shut up. I have no mental issues, by the way. Just so you all know. Oh yeah, definitely. Sports is an awful one. Rivalries, British, and I'm sorry about this, but you will, even if you are south of the border, Donald, you will get tied up in that name because the rest of the world don't give a fuck. Because why would they? Because they're too busy wrapped up in their own shit. Yeah, the British Isles has a reputation for certain hooliganism, to the point where we actually encouraged the Russians to organise themselves. That was a smart move. Russians saw what we did over in various other countries with drunken hooliganism at football matches, and they decided, ooh, that looks like fun. We should be prepared next time. And then some Polish ones thought, ooh, that's a good idea as well. And some Czechs, and they took off around bloody Europe, and now they're called organised gangs. Whereas we still just have football hooligans who haven't evolved past the get pissed, let's have a fight stage, and everybody else is like, yeah, but we're not drunk, let's have a fight. Yep, humans naturally, as a species, we shouldn't really expand past 150 people within our circle. It's hard now when you've got millions in a city. It's hard to not have a larger circle, or at least an interaction of a larger circle, and we're not built for it. Our brain capacity, our social capacity isn't there for that level of interaction. So we end up turning to the thing that we've always known. You are not of my tribe, therefore you are my enemy. We fight. And it doesn't matter the reason, whether it is, you're right, politics, religion, sport, and 1,006 other things that we will just fight over because there's only so many people we can get on with. And we're not built to have larger communities. Or at least some of us aren't. As the technology is being more and more embraced, the larger communities are being easier for the younger generations to navigate, but it's becoming and gaining so many side effects and bad connotations for it that is it worth it? Is it worth the depression? Is it worth the mental torment just to be able to communicate with a few hundred more people? I don't think it is. Well, it is caveman ugh, because basic instincts. The base instincts haven't left us. We're still animals. We still have the fight or flight reaction. We still have the natural instinct to nature and nurture our children in 99.9% of the cases. So, yeah, it is still caveman ugh, even at the societal level. We can't handle it. So, human go. Because it's what human knows. Dragonov Nightshade or Coelia Godshade? Which one do I go for? No worries, Graham. You have a good night, mate. I hope you had a good gaming session as well. I saw you were playing a different game by the looks of it. Con someone into spending a $5. I think I'll go for Dragonov. I've been using a lot of Coelia Godshade because I've got a lot of Coelia Godshade, and that's probably why I should use it again. I think it is. It's got to be Coelia Godshade. Oh, it is 5 to 12. I need to see how well we're doing with this. So what I shall do, Donald, is I'll take better pictures of these because I know you can't see them hopefully too well. And I will post them up into the community tab as well as on the Discord for everybody else. So I'm talking to Donald because I believe I know Donald talks, so I know I can communicate direct with Donald and hopefully get a response. It's not saying I'm ignoring the rest of you. I don't wish to. It's just I'm not sure who you are, and I'm not sure how you interact with me outside of this. You may come from Instagram, you may come from YouTube, you may have been sent here by the algorithm. So yeah, I do give better pictures of these on the Discord server, and I will put some up on the community tab, and the finished models usually end up on Instagram. So now I just need a bit of Null Nile, and I should be. No worries, Donald, no worries. I mean, there's a quite possibility that sometimes I get a quick call during the middle of these things. So this is echoing every now and again, I'm not sure. But yeah, even I get a quick call in the middle of a stream. I've had people turn up at the door in the middle of a stream. I've had family members. You know, the type of people who would be aware of what I do. But, no. No. Turn up midstream. Oh, yeah, I just wanted to... I can't at the minute. Go away. Unless you wish to be on. You are. sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Some of them are brilliant, some of them are not so, and some of them just really, 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 really are stupid. Oh, where the fuck did I put that? I had a null oil wash. I know I had a null oil wash. I saw it here. I've seen it there. Where could it be? It must be somewhere. Fuck, have I put my null oil? I've got three. It does. It does. It does. But I don't like breaking the stream unless there's a reason. And obviously it is a reason, but shade no light. There we go. But I'd rather it not have been a reason, and then to have had the foresight and sent a message and asked me if I'm busy and doing anything. In which case I would have told them, yeah, give it an hour or two. Yeah. Well, once I tell them I'm halfway through a stream and I pretty much point blank ignore them at that point, they get the hint and fuck off quite quickly. But I don't like doing it if I can avoid it. So, please, people, if you wish to turn up at my house, send me a message. Let me know you're coming. I can tell you if I'm busy, if I'm going to be doing something, if the time is not going to be right. And that's only if you want to do an impromptu visit. If you wish to visit, and we can arrange something, that's fine. We can link up, we can make times. If you're free, I can be free, but only if I know to be bloody free. Okay, Purpley Cat's quite nice. I'm liking him. I am liking Purpley Cat. Purpley Green Cat. That little blue overspill has just given me a reason to paint the clouds brighter greens. Or at least get some brighter green wash in there to look like this. An energy form in there. Still don't know if I'm going to make him an artificer or a forged domain cleric. I think those will be the best two classes for a blacksmith. No. I'll try for the lilac. This is the bit that gets really complicated because it's fucking small and I can hardly see it. actual eye isn't there. It's just a crease in the eyebrow. He's technically from a made up one, which I am making up as I go along. Which is why I asked for everyone's help. But the base rules are Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. The first 5th edition, not the second. So I'll be basing his stats around strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. He will get a Dungeons and Dragons class. I'm just going to have to figure out all the... In fact, this guy could probably be Tabaxi. It's just what type of Tabaxi. If I wanted to take a stat sheet like that, but that's not in the standard Dungeon Masters... Player's Handbook. So I'd have to find out what the Tabaxi stat lines are. Or Leonin or something like that. Or I can do what I've done with the others and kind of custom do them. So the goat got extra wisdom and constitution. The sharks got strength. Two of the sharks got strength and constitution. One of them got strength and constitution and dexterity, I believe. And depending what race they are, they will get certain bonuses. Sparkles and Oak, the two title characters for this series, they're both turtles, so they get a standard boost to armor class. Yeah, kind of. I bought 83 characters, this just being one. We have the Cthulhu guy who I was doing earlier, who is another, and one that I haven't started yet, like a little bug with a wand. So this is obviously going to be a spellcaster of some kind. Just not sure what colours, what type of spellcaster, not got a name, not got a background of how they've ended up into this little village of these creatures. And they go travelling through realms that are both D&D accurate and completely made up throughout my mental multiverse that I can think of. So they may fight Warhammer 40,000 characters, they may fight Age of Sigmar characters, they may fight something that I've just completely made up from Lovecraftian ideas if I've made something or gold or something like that. I do buy various random models, so I do have lots of things. I've got zombies and orcs and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, in my campaigns it's weird. You may encounter something strange and alien like this. You may end up having a Chariots of Fire duel drag race down a mountain against one of these and one of these. So they are both competitors, and you're on something else, and you're hurtling down the mountain trying to fend them off and win the race. Things like that. So I will use models from across my entire collection in D&D games. Last time the cats died to a hard Tyranid model. I'm not putting one of them in next time. That was a bit tough. Okay, so what am I missing? I've got a feeling I'm missing something. I know what I'm missing. Back to the brass. And I'm missing this little section here, which is his belty buckle. Awesome. So now I just need to glue them onto the bases. That's going to take ages, and I'm hot and not thinking enough that I'm going to glue myself to the models. I don't want to do that. I'll do that tomorrow and take the pictures properly in good light. But for this evening, I have 2 models ready to go. So we now have a tavern owner, and we have a blacksmith within the village. I'll glue them on bases, put them on, and take pictures of them and the village filling out on the ground level. I have, however, broken the forge off the half level, so I'm going to have to find a way to glue that back in place, then apply the filler so it looks like rocks, and stain it again, and put the ore veins back. Yeah, that's not going to be fun, but it should be fixable. I've not completely destroyed it, which that's a little bit of the walling off. Should be able to put it back on and fix it. Once I've done that, I will work on his little fire fend who powers the forge. So there are a few people with familiars as well. But for that, I'm going to say thank you to everybody who's watching, everybody who's watched. Donald, thank you for subscribing, dude. I do know you don't always pop in, but you come in every now and again, and I appreciate the interaction in the chat. If you've stayed here long enough and you think I'm not a complete arsehole and you wouldn't mind giving me a subscribe, hit the subscribe. If you want to come back again and just be notified, change the bell. That'll all be perfect. If you want to chat off streams, I have a Discord channel, links in the description below. If you want to help out, I also have a buy me a coffee, well, I call it buy me a model, and it'll always go to a 3D printing third party service. It will never go to one of the high, it won't go to Games Workshop. I may get a Games Workshop model from a third party retailer, but it will never go to Games Workshop. If you have anything specific that, or if you have something you would like me to paint, there are models available who can get them directly from me from Rogue's Den Hobbies. Ali has already taken advantage of that and got a little knight that she asked me to paint up in the Maryland colours and send to Daniel Arias from Arias in the Nation, a YouTuber, which I did quite happily. So if you see anything on Rogue's Den Hobbies and you would like me to paint it and send it to someone, just let them know and they'll work all that out as well. So thank you very much for everybody joining me, especially Donald for coming in again and managed to catch one and subscribing this time. Excellent, thank you very much, mate. And everybody else who's either still watching or has watched throughout, drive safe, everybody. Don't be stupid. I'll catch you all